Roman Empire should not be pleased also with them. Parang sa North Korea. Kung ayaw ng North Korea ang Amerika, talagang ang Amerika demonyo sa kanila. And if you say, no, we're for America. Yeah. But the Philippines was faithful. Never left. Despite knowing that the Roman Empire was against Paul. That's why he was in prison. And he uses a term here. Since both in my imprisonment and in defense and confirmation of the gospel. That word, defense and confirmation, are legal terms used in the law courts of the Roman Empire. By this time, Paul was already in jail. And normally what happens is that you would go to court. By the way, because he is put under capital punishment, supposedly it is Nero will hold court. If the crime warrants capital punishment, the judge will be Nero himself. But Nero being himself would, if that's the case, then Nero would have to spend his whole time in court. And he doesn't want to do that. He likes writing poems, doing athletic stuff, and doing the good things in life, and he would assign this task to somebody else. And during that time, during the first meeting, the criminal would now make a defense, apologia. And the judge will agree on the basis. And based on that, the facts that was laid, obviously the criminal would want what? A confirmation, a validation. And Paul was using the very same concept and terminology that he just experienced. Because now he's in jail. And he's saying that you, since both in my prison, in the defense and confirmation of gospel, you all are partaker of grace with me. The grace here that's being discussed is his partnership, their partnership with Paul in the defense and vindication of the gospel. Confirmation means vindication. So, the people in Philippi was partnering with Paul on two aspects. He says, I feel this way because you have partnered with me in my imprisonment. How? By sending me money, by sending me Epaphroditus to assist me while I'm in jail and probably go to market, buy some food and give it to me. You have partnered with me in jail. But not only that, you have partnered with me in the defense and vindication of the gospel. Wow, what a strong partnership. And chances are, the people in Philippi was experiencing the same hostility that Paul was experiencing. Because they were also sharing the gospel under the context of the Roman Empire. And they were also not pledging their allegiance to Caesar, but pledging their allegiance to Christ. And Paul says, you are partaker of me, of grace, both in my imprisonment and in the defense and vindication of the gospel. That is why I have you in my heart. You got it? That is the reason why they were very close to the heart of Paul, because they never left Paul. And they were partnering him both physically and spiritually in defense and vindication of the gospel. That's why I have you deep in the center of my very being. That's what the word heart there. That's why you are very endearing to my heart. That's why you have a special place deep in my heart, because of your faithfulness to God in defending the gospel. That's why he says, for it is that reason I feel this way. The word feeling there is not, the word feeling there is phroneo. It does not mean feeling. It's not just a feeling, and it does not mean simply thinking. The word feel there, phroneo, means that's why I have this mindset. Based on my careful thought and consideration towards you, I have this mindset and feeling towards you. That's why you are deep in my heart. And this reality is so true in the life of Paul. He makes an oath. This truth that, you know what, you church in Philippi, you mean so much to me. You're in the deepest heart. After considering what we have gone through, after seeing your love to me, my feeling to you is so much. I make God my witness. For God is my witness. He makes an oath to God and saying what I'm saying is certainly true. As Paul was writing this letter, Epaphroditus was about to leave already. And all these thoughts and emotions that Paul feels about the church in Philippi is now rushing to his mind. Their long partnership, their experience together. And Paul now is bringing forth his emotions and saying, this is so true. God knows it. And I make an oath to God saying that my love for you is deep. Very deep. God knows how I feel. And Paul was not just trying to flatter them with these words. Because if he was just flattering, he would not invoke the name of God. Para ke? Magagalit sila sa kanya if he invokes the name of God. And he invokes the name of God and uses a very strong word and says, how I long for you all. And the word long there is how I desire strongly and persistently for you all. God knows that. From the depths of my heart, I strongly desire, I persistently desire what? That you will continue the gospel. That he who began a good work in you will work it out. That is his strong desire. You know how strong is his desire for them to continually to be faithful to the gospel? He says, how I long for you with the affection of Christ Jesus. My desire for you guys is so strong. God is my witness. It is as strong as the affection of Christ Jesus to you. He's showing how deep that is. I mean, what better words to say, right? You know, the word affection there comes from the word intestine. It means intestine, bowels. From the innermost part of me, from the inner desire of me, I desire you guys to remain faithful to God in the midst of all these trials. Why? Because our God is faithful to continue His good work in your life. Paul is very passionate with the words, with the oath that he is making. And the question for us is, are we now discouraged in our life? Is life treating us poorly? Are we questioning God? God, why is this? Why is that? What's happening? What's wrong? I've been faithful. Why are you not faithful? We might not say that, but that's what is in our heart. God, faithful naman ako. Kayong hindi faithful. And our passage today says, He who began a good work in you is not finished yet. We can't say He's not finished. We don't know the ending. He who has saved you, He will be the one to continue the good work. He will not fail you. The object of our life is Christ's likeness. God the Father was so pleased with the Son, the faithfulness of His Son, that He wants all believers to be like Christ. And He is working in the lives of every believer until the perfect day when Christ returns, when we will be like Him. We have a faithful God. We should remain faithful. One day, we will see Him. We will see Him face to face. That glorious day when Christ will stand in front of us and we will be at awe of His goodness, of His grace, of His love. And we will see the wounds on His side. And remember and see that He was faithful despite our unfaithfulness. And Paul says,